and welcome to the podcast, guys, with Nando
and Roberto.
All right, so today we are going to discuss OnlyFans. Ooh, this is going to be wicked.
You guys may want to pull up your chairs for this one. So today we're going to go over some stats around OnlyFans. Everybody knows what OnlyFans is, so we could skip that part. So let's start off with some stats around OnlyFans creators. So I'm going to start off by going over. We all know OnlyFans models make money, right? But like how much, right? Some OnlyFans models may make a couple thousand. Some may make $50,000 a month. It's all over the place. So let's go over the total OnlyFans creators revenue by year. So in 2018, the total revenue for OnlyFans creators was $29 million. In 2019, it was $485 million. 2020, it was $2.2 billion. And in 2022, the total OnlyFans creators revenue was $12.5 billion. So it jumped from $29 million in 2018 to 2022, $12.5 billion. So that tells me a couple things right off that data, right off the bat. That tells you that more and more women are becoming OnlyFans creators, obviously. There's a growing market for it. That means that their user base is growing. So I think OnlyFans is on its way to becoming the next Apple. So now let's talk about OnlyFans revenue. How much did OnlyFans make as a company? 2018, they had a reported $5.8 million in revenue. 2019, they had $97 million. So in 1 year, it jumped that much. 2020, they had a reported $375 million. And in 2022, OnlyFans had a total revenue of $2.5 billion.
Insane. I have here that it had $1.2 billion in 2021. It more than doubled in 2022. That's insane. It just shows what kind of market OnlyFans has. I mean, the thing is that it seems like there's a necessity because here I have that 87% of the users are male and 10% of the users are female. And if you think about it, most of those female users are the creators of the OnlyFans.
Yeah, and OnlyFans, this is one app, one website that is probably the most known for this type of content, where they were really like the Uber of pornography, because now for the first time in history, women could become their own porn website. They just make an account. They start posting whatever pictures and videos they want of themselves. Some women post bikini pictures, some post nudes, some post videos. It varies. But it's the first time in history that women could really create their own business through pornography. And I'll tell you what I find extremely interesting, and I don't know if most people really understand this. Prior to OnlyFans, there was only 2 states in the United States where you could legally film pornography. It's California and New Hampshire. New Hampshire, it's kind of random, but those are the 2 states that allowed the filming of pornography. So before OnlyFans, even if somebody wanted to get into porn and they wanted to film this type of content, they'd have to go through a company and a casting agency and get casted, and they would have to fly to another state, and they would have to film the scenes and then only get a small portion of the profits. So at that point in time, there was probably a very small percentage of women actually engaging in this stuff because it wasn't really worth it, right? You're putting your reputation on the line, you're putting your photos and videos out there, and you're only getting a one-time cut. So OnlyFans came around and said, now you could film this from your own house. Every state allows it. South Africa is one area that OnlyFans is actually still illegal. Not every country allows OnlyFans. But it's the first time in history that this came about. And if you look at the growth, the data that we just went over, like the increase in revenue, the increase in users, it's created a huge cultural shift because it's contributing to 2 factors. Number one, more and more women are hearing that there's women making so much money doing this stuff. Women are becoming. Let's talk about this. Bad Baby. This is a prime example of what I was about to say. How much money can be made on OnlyFans? Bad Baby, the moment she turned 18, she made a reported $1 million within 6 hours. Not a month, not a year. Within 6 hours, she made $1 million.
That's insane. I mean, that's life-changing money right there.
It's life-changing money. Now, of course, Bad Baby was already a known, whatever you want to call her, figure, meme, influencer, because she already went viral for the Dr. Phil thing. But the moment she turned 18, she made an OnlyFans. And for anybody watching, she doesn't even post nudes. Bad Baby doesn't post nude pornography. She posts like pictures like in bikinis and like underwear, stuff like that. She doesn't post nude pictures. She posts like thirst traps. And she still made $49 million in 12 months. The latest stat I read is that she's up to $52 million.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely off of the popularity of Dr. Phil. I mean, if it wasn't for that, Bad Baby is just another woman, and who knows, maybe she would have done OnlyFans, maybe not, but that definitely propelled her to that level.
Going back to what I was saying earlier, like why has OnlyFans caused a cultural shift? Well, I think it's contributing to two things. Number one, more women are going to start hearing that other women are making this much money doing this stuff, and they're going to be more compelled to engage in it, because I'm starting to see more and more articles where there's women that are quitting their jobs. These are women that went to college, got a degree, became teachers, nurses, what have you. And they're saying to themselves, well, should I work my ass off, 6 days a week, 60, 70, 80 hours and make 80, 90, 100K? Or should I just not work at all and just take photos at my house and make, $30, $40, $50,000 a month? So one cultural shift that's causing is that I think based on like the revenue and the increased amount of creators, I think more and more women are starting to say, hey, screw it, I might give this a shot. And the second thing that it's doing is it's contributing to the porn addiction. There's already an ongoing porn addiction amongst young men nowadays. It's a pretty popular topic on podcasts where, they tell guys to like not engage in this stuff because it can really screw you up mentally. You could lose drive from it, and like any guys that are addicted to pornography, like they lose their male drive. It takes away your focus. It takes away your drive to go out and actually meet and talk to and engage with actual women in real life. So it's basically doing two things. Like more women are starting to go in this direction. Not all women are going to do it, obviously, and it's feeding the porn addiction.
Definitely. I mean, look at the stats. There's 320 million monthly visits, and you're looking at OnlyFans getting around 3.84 billion visits a year. And people spend on average 5 minutes and 15 seconds on OnlyFans. It's just that there's a market there, and mostly women in this case are taking advantage of it. I mean, why not? There's a struggle right now in the real world, trying to make money off of being, as you said, a nurse or a teacher, off of working a normal 9 to 5. Maybe she's working as a bartender. Maybe she's working as a waitress. Maybe she's doing all these things, maybe a front desk manager. All these things aren't as attractive as some women make over $100,000 a month. Very few of them make that, but they make that, and that's attractive. I mean, that's going to alert women and have them say, oh, wow, well, why am I busting my ass, as you said, doing nursing, teaching, working a 9 to 5, doing these hard jobs, and not take advantage of the opportunity of OnlyFans?
100%. And to bring it even further, you would assume to be successful in this industry that you have to be young and attractive, and that's not the case at all. There's women that are 18 that are doing this. There's women that are 60 years old. There's grandmas that are doing this type of stuff. Overweight women. I think when it comes to pornography, there's a category for everybody. So, like, no matter what type of woman you are, regardless of your age, height, weight, how you look, there's always going to be a category of pornography that you fall into. There's always going to be a market for it. There's always going to be somebody that's willing to check out your profile. And I think, more and more women are learning to kind of play the game with this, because a trend I'm noticing is that what OnlyFans creators will do is they'll create a free page and they'll create a VIP page, right? So you have like the free page to lure in the initial suckers, and then they have a second profile where you pay like $10-20 a month, and then you get like more access to content. So they're kind of like double dipping. They're double dicking on their business. And the second thing is that a lot of them aren't even posting nudes. Like OnlyFans, people assume OnlyFans is nude content or pornographic content. Bad Baby is a perfect example. She made $50 million. She doesn't post any nudes.
Yeah. Double dicking is probably what
Double
happens.
dicking is probably what's going on.
During the actual videos.
Is what's going on.
But, I mean, think about it. As a creator of OnlyFans, you get to keep 80% of what you earn, and the platform itself keeps 20%. I mean, that's big. You go on there and you make easy money versus nowadays, let's face it, there's many people in general, both men and women, but women in this case, because we're focusing on them as being OnlyFans creators, are lazy. And it's easy to go on OnlyFans and charge $3.99 a month to show your vagina, right? To show nudes.
Yeah.
To show boobs. I mean, again, it's unfortunate to say, but it's what's happening. And only here on the podcast, guys, we talk about the truth. And we tell it how it is. And that's what's happening.
And, you know, you brought up a good point. Like, the culture now is people are looking for ways to make money, not the traditional way. You're like the new culture now isn't to like work a 9 to 5 or to slave away for 40 years or 50 years at a company and then retire. People are looking for ways to make money they're on their own, right? I think that's like a part of the woke culture. That's a cultural shift that's going on in itself. Is people are looking for ways to make money themselves, or to have a side hustle or a side gig, and to kind of stray away from the 9 to 5, being a slave to a company, and then retiring at 65 or 70, right? So I mean, the OnlyFans has really opened up a huge opportunity for these women. And look, let's go back to what we said earlier, right? Originally, OnlyFans creators made $29 million in 2018. 5 years later, the total revenue was $12.5 billion. What's this going to look like in another 5 years? I think it's only going to grow from here.
I mean, eventually it'll hit in the hundreds of billions of dollars, and maybe decades from now, might even hit $1 trillion. I mean, there is a market for this.
There's a huge demand for it, clearly.
And easily. I mean, think about all the pornography that's watched, and now it's OnlyFans, and that's a form of pornography, you can say. And the ladies are taking advantage of it. I mean, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? I mean, the thing is that that's what makes it difficult for guys. Guys can't go out and necessarily show their nudes, their penises, and have that.
Guys
kind of
wouldn't
market.
make even a small percentage of a fraction of what women make.
They wouldn't make a dent
because you know why? There's no demand for it. There's a much larger demand for female pornography than men pornography. People that watch men pornography are going to be like, you know, most likely homosexuals, or like, you know, maybe a tiny percentage of women watch that type of stuff. But the largest demand is for women. So, but yeah, looking at these stats, it's pretty insane how much it's grown since it's started, and it's a relatively new idea. I mean, I don't know the exact year OnlyFans started. I want to say it's 2017. We're in 2023 now. $12.5 billion in revenue. Insane.
And as crazy as it sounds, with all these ladies, mostly ladies, making this type of money on OnlyFans, 300 plus creators earn 1 million plus a year, and then 16,000 creators earn more than 50,000 plus per year. So if you look at the entirety of OnlyFans, they are making money as far as women are concerned. They are making a lot of money. However, there's not as many of them making as much money as we think. Like, there's not that many women really making $1 million or more a year.
No, definitely not. It's definitely not a majority of OnlyFans creators that are making like 50K a month. It's probably like a top like 5% of them that are making that much. But I think, if they play it right, I think the average woman could easily cover her monthly expenses, rent, car payment, cell phone bill, and more with an even mediocre OnlyFans page.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy with OnlyFans, and who knows where it's going to go. And we're going to discuss more about OnlyFans. But first, guys, make sure you subscribe to the podcast, guys, on YouTube. We're on Rumble. Like the video, hit the notification button, and again, support the channel, guys. We are here giving you all these stats and all this information, and we really want to give you the best every time we come on to the podcast. And listen, what you hear is the truth. You may not like it, but the truth is not always roses and daisies.
We'll be talking about a lot of uncomfortable truths on this podcast. I think that's like one of our main themes. So we see a lot of triggered people in the comments, but we don't plan on stopping anytime soon. We're just getting started.
We get it. We get why you'd be upset. I mean, there's some things that you may relate to in this case, and we may be talking to some people out there that do OnlyFans. And again, you do what you have to do. But overall, we're speaking the truth as we are in other videos along with this podcast here as well. So let's continue. And let's talk about the users for a second. There's 190 million active users, and just 2.1 million of them are creators. So that means that the difference is approximately 187.9 million.
What's interesting about all of this, what comes to mind immediately is that porn is free nowadays. There's unlimited free porn online, but people still pay for OnlyFans. It makes you question kind of why, right? Like, why would somebody pay a monthly subscription and pay for photos and pay for videos when you have unlimited free porn? And I think the answer is that the way OnlyFans is created, right? Just like when you go on Instagram and you like a video or you get a like, it kind of triggers those, like, you get that little burst of endorphins in your brain. I think when you go on OnlyFans, the reason it's so successful is it's addicting, because when you go on when you find an OnlyFans page and you see it's only $5 to buy the photo, or it's a free subscription, and you click that button, there's something addicting about it, right? And I think what's happening is like it's like you're feeding this kind of machine, like I said earlier. A lot of these OnlyFans models have a pretty good business plan, because they start this free page. You'll get on there, you'll see their photos, you like what you see, and then they'll have a VIP page where it's $10, $15, $20 a month. I've seen $50 a month. So they kind of lure you in. So even though there's so much free porn out there, guys are still paying monthly subscriptions, and they're paying what's called pay-per-view content, where you pay per video. And these girls are charging like $20, $30 per video, per picture, what have you. So it's interesting to me that guys are actually willing to pay for this stuff, because, again, there's so much unlimited free porn. Why would you pay monthly for it?
The average monthly subscription is $7.20, and $5.76 approximately are kept by the creator. So it seems like there is a demand for this, because people are going out and paying for this. I mean, in December 2017, 100,000 OnlyFans users were currently active, and then it went up to, I have the numbers here, up to December 2021 at the moment, with the 187.9 million, almost 188 million users. So it seems like OnlyFans is doing much more than porn to really, it plays a bigger role than porn in that case.
Plus, you know what else? I think it has a very similar effect to how Amazon works. A lot of people have an Amazon addiction. They order stuff every day or every week, and think about it. What's so addicting about Amazon? The fact that you could go on there, you could find something quick that you like. It's $7.99. It's $9.99. It's $19.99. Free shipping, and you click a button and you get it. We live in a culture where like people search for that instant gratification. That's what social media is about. That's what online shopping, Amazon is about. And OnlyFans falls right into that category. And I think that's why guys are paying for this stuff, because it's instant gratification.
Yeah.
And there's an excitement factor behind it, because when you look at an OnlyFans page, you'll see a picture of the girl, and then she'll show a post, and there's like a couple emojis in a description, thirst trap. And it's $5 to unlock that photo. And you're looking at it and you're like, it's only $5. Click. You know what I mean? And I think that's really the whole game behind OnlyFans. And I think a lot of women are kind of figuring this out, that you don't necessarily have to charge a lot for your subscription or charge a lot for your photos and videos. You just have to make it cheap enough where you get these guys addicted. So, for the guys that are watching, like, don't buy this shit. It's a waste of money. Like, if you're gonna watch porn, there's so much free porn. Why would you pay monthly subscriptions and pay for this stuff? And you're just feeding this problem, because you're turning like average bimbos into millionaires. I hate to word it that way, but that's what you're really doing. You're turning average bimbos into millionaires, and you're wasting money on this stuff.
The thing that is happening is that, again, guys, you are basically feeding the monster. What's the monster? OnlyFans. And if you continue on this route, do you think your life is going to get better for you as far as the women connection? If you're trying to get into a relationship and grow that into a marriage, which, again, I never recommend marriage, but you're trying to grow something or start something with a woman, and you're going onto OnlyFans or you're watching porn. I mean, what a waste of time. Really, truly a waste of time. And it's really egregious in general, and you shouldn't be doing it. Simply put, if you want to grow as a man, you really want to focus on yourself. Again, getting that money up, getting that social status up, being relentless, assertive, confident, getting in the gym, stop eating shit, stop drinking, doing drugs, and really focus on growing yourself, because that's what's going to bring the women in.
OnlyFans has allowed average, below average women to live lifestyles of like celebrities. They're making millions. Not all of them, but a lot of them are making like really serious money, tens of thousands of dollars a month, if not more. It's feeding into their luxury kind of like princess, type of celebrity lifestyle. And I think most of the women that engage in this stuff are going to just shy away further and further. This is just making it even worse and worse for the average guy. Like, this is why like guys really should stray away from this stuff, because like you said, you worded it perfectly. You're feeding a monster. You're only making the problem for guys even worse, because the more and more women that go into the OnlyFans, become OnlyFans creators and start making money, and you're the one feeding this. They're making money. You're wasting money. They're living the lifestyle, and the guys are just left in the dust. It's just making the problem worse. So, there's no reason why guys should pay for this stuff. It's really...
That's the problem with instant gratification. Guys want it right now. And when it comes to OnlyFans, porn, whatever else is out there, visiting a strip club, that's all a moment of satisfaction. What does that give you in the long term? Does that give you any benefits at all? I don't think so. Is that going to help you get a girlfriend or a wife? I don't think so. So I suggest that you change it up a bit and stop, as I said, feeding the monster, and stop giving these ladies your money, because they're only taking your money, laughing at you, and they're buying vacations. They're buying luxury apartments, luxury cars. They're just living the lifestyle that they've always dreamed of. And
there's a big problem in general with compulsive spending. And there's studies on this stuff. A lot of consumer spending is compulsive. You're not buying or spending money on things because you necessarily need it or want it. Like I gave the Amazon example before. Amazon's a prime example. If you were to look at like 80% of your like Amazon purchases, it's not necessarily stuff you need. It's just you saw an item, you got excited. It's cheap enough where you don't care about spending that 9, 10, 15, 20 bucks. It's free shipping. You get it in 2 days. Boom, instant gratification. And OnlyFans is the same idea, and I think that's why it's so successful. I think really the business model behind it is genius because, number one, it's sexual. It's the biggest market in the world, in my opinion. It's just cheap enough where guys are going to be willing to do it. Even if a guy makes minimum wage, he's still going to pay that $5 or that $10 or that $20. And it's an addiction because you buy that one photo and then you're going to want to buy another photo and then you're going to find another OnlyFans profile and you could really just spend an indefinite amount of time on this stuff and you're going to waste time. You're going to spend money on it, and like you said earlier, you're feeding a monster. Like you're only making this worse for guys because you're making these women millionaires for doing nothing but posting pictures and videos, and you're wasting your money in the meantime. And it's interesting to see how this will eventually develop because typically when an app becomes popular, other apps will come out and try to mimic it, right? You had MySpace, you had Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. Sooner or later, something will supersede this or branch out from this, and only time will tell what'll turn out of this. But it's a huge market, and I think guys can spend their money in better places than you're better off putting small amounts of money that you would waste on OnlyFans into a S&P 500 and let that sit there, than waste money on this bullshit.
Only time will tell where OnlyFans goes. However, the future looks very bright for that particular company, right? The current value of OnlyFans is $18 billion. Where was it in 2017? Not even close to that. And it's just grown exponentially. What will happen in the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years? It could continue growing. It's tough for something that's growing so quick for another competition for OnlyFans to come in and wipe it out, especially with the way things are going.
It's really a smart business model because think about it. This isn't a tech company. They're not selling you a product. There's no overhead. This company just allows women to create profiles, post their own content. They do all the work. They post the photos and videos, and the customers just keep coming in. It's really a smart business model, but honestly speaking, for guys, you're feeding a monster with this stuff. I mean, $29 million in revenue in 2018, $12.5 billion in revenue in 2022 for OnlyFans creators. What do you think it's going to be like in 2030 if this continues?
And can you believe that, which I do believe, is that there's creators that have people working for them that are getting in touch with these users, but it's not the creator with the user. It's
that's
somebody
100%.
else.
I know that for a fact. I want to throw this in real quick. We know, I'm not going to say names or logistics where they are, but we know an OnlyFans creator that makes 6 figures monthly. And this person has, it's a guy actually, that will sit there on the phone and write back to the users and entertain them and flirt with them and, get them all excited. And it's a guy. It's not even a woman. It's not. So just keep in mind, I think a lot of guys understand this already, but just keep in mind, when you're on OnlyFans and you're getting messages and you're having a conversation, you think it's the creator. It's not the creator.
It's not the cat.
You're not wasting time on that bullshit. The OnlyFans creator is spending time on, recording the content, having it edited. They're spending time advertising and promoting their content. They're not sitting there and having conversations with the users. And guys will actually sit there and think that they're getting attention from this girl, and it's not even. And in this case, it's not even a girl; it's a guy.
Well, they create that illusion. They create that illusion that
it's
they're
fantasy.
The ones reaching out and communicating with that user. And the user's all excited that it's them and they're in touch with them. Fellas, no, it's not the case. They're busy making videos and trying to do all this other stuff to create content while they have people working for them, giving you that communication that you think, giving you that high and making you feel good in that moment. But again,
the next time you see a link in bio, unless it's free, don't waste your time. Don't waste your money on it. You're feeding a monster. You're making it worse for guys. You're making these girls millionaires.
Not even if it's free. Time is money. And
don't waste your time.
If you're putting time into that, you're wasting money and you're wasting your life away in that nonsense. So
Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll have many more like this. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you on the next episode.